China reigned supreme a year ago in the women's lightweight quadruple sculls. Challenging them this time, Holland in lane 1 with Olympic bronze medalist Kirsten van der Kolk, the former partner of Marit van Eupen, in the stroke seat. Alongside them, America, with Margaret Duggan and Sarah Bates at 2 and 3, this year's double sculls and lightweight double sculls national champions. For Australia, a mixture of youth and experience. The latter in the bow with Miranda Bennett in the 2 seat, a gold medalist from the record-breaking crew of 2002. In the stroke seat for Great Britain, Jane Hall, Britain's first ever women's sweep oar world champion back in 1993. In lane 5, the defending champions, but with a different quartet from last year, stroked this time by Yan Ximin, who last year teamed up with Zhu Zhongzhang to take the lightweight double title. In lane 6, Germany. In the stroke seat, Kaya Brecht, Julia Wolf, Julia Kroger and Anja Noska in the bow.
And this is going to be an absolutely cutthroat battle. Only 2 women, lightweight women, have seats in the Olympic Games in that lightweight women's double sculls. And all of these women in this race want to be in that event. That's why it's going to be so tough. We saw a shot of Jane Hall there, the British stroke woman, looking across, but China out in an early lead.
Yeah, China, who've been a real force 3 times in the last 4 editions of this particular contest. They've come out as the winners and very much favoured to follow up on what they did last year in Great Britain. But of course, this is a lightweight quadruple sculls final, which means they're all racing on exactly the same terms. Germany closest to you at the bottom of your picture, then China, then 3 up from the bottom, Great Britain with Jane Hall in the stroke seat, then wearing the white hats, the green and gold of Australia, 3 from the top of your picture, and then furthest away the United States, 2 from the top, and absolutely on the far side it's the Netherlands. And Germany, the first to drop a little bit off the pace on the near side.
Yeah, and I just wonder here with the Chinese, because they have the world champions in lightweight women's double sculls. Fantastic race last year. Zhu Zhongzhang really the star in that boat, and these women all fighting for a place, and the Chinese looking long, looking powerful, perhaps just a little bit forced, not so relaxed as that Chinese women's double scull we saw win so well yesterday, David.
Chinese going quickly, but so are the Australians coming towards the end of the first 500 metres, and it is China with the bow of their quadruple scull just ahead there of Australia. Great Britain nicely to the fore there, Jane Hall with all her experience. Jane Hall, the first woman in British rowing to win a gold medal. That was back in 1993 when she was a member of the women's lightweight 4.
Yeah, it's a long time ago from that race, and Jane Hall still hoping to be in the Beijing Olympics, but Australia have made their move. All those crews at the same stroke rate, 36, 37 strokes a minute, but Australia really pushed off the 500. They look in a nice, smooth rhythm as well. None of the tightness, perhaps, that looked in that Chinese quadruple scull. So the Australians now laid down the gauntlet.
Well, the Australians in 2001 and 2002 really a force in this lightweight quadruple scull. And if you remember, Martin, at that time they were setting new world best times for this category.
Absolutely, and the Australians really noted to be a fantastic, technically precise crew. And I think that's where the Chinese probably could do with a little bit of improvement, just perhaps to loosen off those shoulders. They've got a good shove on, but they just don't look as fluid as the Australians. And we see a great shot there of Tara Kelly in the stroke seat, really coming out round to length.
And you look at that shot there, Martin, and harmony is the word that springs out at me. They are absolutely as one.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the hallmark of great Australian crews. But the Chinese aren't going to give up their world title without a fight, and they are going to hang on in there every stroke of the way.
What I find so fascinating is both China and Australia, they love to go out and dominate a race, and here they're taking on each other. Moving up there into 3rd place, you've got Great Britain very much to the fore there. Also the United States of America in with a major chance at the moment. And it's the United States of America and Great Britain vying for 3rd place. Germany and Holland just struggling a little bit at the moment.
Yeah, a bit of a surprise from the heats. The British were their heat winners, and they headed in that race, the crew from the United States, so it's going to be nip and tuck between those two, we know that, but the Chinese look there for the taking if the British can find a nice smooth rhythm coming through to this last quarter, just with 750 metres to go.
Well, if they're good enough, they're certainly close enough, but Australia still maintaining the best part of a length over China on the near side here, just inside them, Great Britain. But don't write off the Americans at the top of your picture there. They're still very much in the hunt for a medal here. Kerry Bretzler, the stroke there. But here are Great Britain. Jane Hall in the stroke seat, then Matilda Pauls, then Laura Greenhall and Sophie Hosking in the bow. She's the one survivor from last year's bronze medal winning crew. Just a little look across from Jane there to the Chinese crew, having a look at Yan Ximin, the stroke of the Chinese crew, and they are virtually bow to bow. Now the Americans here, the engine room there, Margaret Duggan and Sarah Bates in the 3 and 2 seats here, coming fresh from the Pan Ams, where they won the US title of the double sculls and also the lightweight double sculls.
Yeah, they'd be very pleased if they can medal here, and Great Britain would be delighted to be up on China, but what they wouldn't have bargained for is the Australians being so far in front of this race with 500 metres to go. I mean, this looks like an Australian medal in the bag, and there's nothing that the world champions, Yan Ximin there at stroke, can do about it. Great Britain, what a fantastic finish from that tiger at stroke, Jane Hall, really winding the rate up, just so she can get in front of the Chinese. So the last 250 is not in doubt. You don't want to be dicing for the medal positions with just 250 metres to go. But Australia, well, they can look back at this battle going on, David.
Yeah, but the British here have made their move. Now they've asked the question of China. It's up to the Chinese to see whether they can respond. They're at 37 strokes a minute. Great Britain just one pip higher at 38. The Americans raising their game. But all the time, we talk about the three crews vying for silver and bronze, and the Australians are absolutely magnificent. They are just pulling away and accelerating here. They are clearly the fastest boat on the regatta, and they have been for the past 1,000 metres and also into this final quarter. But what a dash for the line. This is going to be an Australian gold. They're going to recapture this lightweight quadruple sculls title with some advantage here. Great Britain looking solid in second place. They've beaten off China. China being challenged by the United States, but I think they've just about got enough in hand here. But Australia, what a performance from their crew, from Tara Kelly, Alice MacNamara, Miranda Bennett and Bronwen Watson. They've done this in some style here, and they take the gold ahead of Great Britain. China will finish in the bronze medal position. United States are in fourth place, and across the line go Germany, and finally it'll be the Netherlands in sixth place. But Australia, impressive.
Absolutely impressive, and I think the speed that they maintained in that last 500 metres when the other crews were sprinting for the line, they just moved away. They weren't under pressure. They were still moving quicker than the other crews. Testament to their coach, testament to their technique, and we won't see the last of these women. I'm sure they'll be pressing for that spot in Beijing.
Australia in command from the first quarter onwards. Great Britain coming through in the second half to take silver. One thing for certain, these Australians will be keenly watching how Amber Halliday and Margarita Houston get on in the Olympic category lightweight double.
It's been a terrific event, and we've had a fantastic week, and just topped it off with a gold medal.